Hey everybody, welcome back to episode number 9 of the Coach Kav Show. Biggest thing I want to talk to you guys about right now is the election, right? We're talking about voting, right? Awards and kind of finishing out the season strong. Now, I'm not talking about the election that everybody else is talking about. I'm talking about the election of who is getting all conference awards, who is getting all county elections, all state, things like that from you as a player. See, parents, athletes, and coaches are communicating, asking me questions about what do I do with all this information? What does it mean? How do I get to, get my name in that hat? And then also when I do get it, what do I do with that information? And biggest thing I want you to understand is at this point, the votes have already been cast. Your season, however you played it out, right? That's how you're going to get the recognition that you deserve, whether it be all county selection or even all state. Now we're dealing with a lot of questions regarding the voting process, right? The votes are it's basically driven off of your head coach and the coaches in your conference voting who they played against as who were the best players. So I want you to understand that there's not so many, it's not like as political as you think it is, right? It's driven based upon if I'm a football coach and you're on my team and I think that not only you are a captain, but you're a kid that deserves recognition, then I put your name in the hat. Then the coaches within the county also have a vote to recognize you if you have played against them and shown that you guys were either a force to be reckoned with, or that you made a point that you were one of the best players on that field. And then throughout the season, that gets tallied up, and in the coach's mind, they get to say, okay, are you good at what you do or are you not? And if you definitely deserve that role, then what ends up happening is you'll get enough votes in that hat to, build up your, credibility, build up your reputation to where you might get those accolades. Now, the next question is what do you do if you do get any of those awards, right? So let's say you get Player of the Year. Let's say you get, honorable mention or all conference. These are, first of all, congratulations. If you do get that, that's awesome. And I want you to know that is a testament to a number of things. That's a testament to your work that you've put in from January to July, and obviously what has happened on Friday nights if you're a high school athlete. But it's also a testament to your coaching staff, to putting yourself out there and believing in you. And more importantly, and this is where I really believe this, every one of your teammates get to basically enjoy some of those accolades that you've received, even though they're an individual award, right? They say there's no I in team, right? But there's an M and an E, and in this situation, it is driven off of you. Like, you definitely get that award, but it's driven based upon the success that your team has had. And if you notice, if you look at the years past, the most successful teams have the most people on that ballot. Just to get your name in the hat is the most important thing, and you've done that throughout the year. Now, if you do get those accolades, right, depending on kind of where you are in your season, if you do get those accolades, what do you do with them? The first thing is I want you to, take a moment and, say thank you, right? Say thank you to the people that help you get there. Take people that maybe, have helped put you in that, platform to be able to showcase your ability, whether it be the coaches, your head coach, your offensive defensive coordinator, and then your positional coach, because they all had a role within it. And then the other thing is thank your teammates. At the end of the day, right? Without them, if you would have went 2-9, you guys definitely wouldn't have been in a position to be able to have as many names in the hat, which means that your value to the county wouldn't have been as great. So it's extremely important that you understand and you give recognition and a thanks to the people that have helped you. The second thing is I want you to take a time to yourself and say, you know what? I deserve this. And because you deserve this, I want you to appreciate the recognition that you received from whether it be the newspaper or whether it be any sort of platform, to recognize you for your success. But I want you to know that, this is a testament to your work ethic, and this is a testament to your talent and the amount of effort that you've put into this season. So you definitely deserve that. So enjoy that moment. But don't make it all about you, because the award itself isn't selfishly driven. It's driven based upon the team, right? So I want you to understand that. Even though these accolades and awards are individual, there should be appreciated from the team standpoint. And I know there's a lot of coaches out there that don't want to let anybody know, because you guys are going into the playoffs, so that you don't want to ruffle any feathers. You don't want to piss people off because they didn't get the recognition that maybe you got. But it is a team award, even though it's got your name on it. So I want you to, first of all, appreciate your teammates, your coaches, and the people that have put you in that position. And then I also want you to take a moment to say, you know what, I accomplished something. And you should be very proud of that, right? The next thing is, what do you do with it, right? I think in the recruiting process, you need to push that information to college coaches, right? Those accolades that you get are not going to be recognized until potentially the end of the year. And it's extremely important for you to be able to, let those college coaches know that you are an athlete that wants to play at that level, and then you've been recognized as being one of the best kids in your conference because of the work that you've put in. So you just let them know that, and you just want to say, hey, coach, I know that you got the end of your season coming up. We're heading into the playoffs. I just got recognized as an all-conference player in whatever position, and I just want to say thanks for giving me the time, to give you my highlight video. I also want you to clean up your highlight tape and then send that with it, because not only are you saying thank you, hey, look at me, look what I've done, but also, hey, evaluate me, tell me what you think, and then find out kind of where you are in that recruiting process. So those are like the biggest things. Like, number one, learning that it's a team award even though it's got your name on it. Number two, it is an individual effort that was put in not during the season, but also, the entire year before that got you to this point. So I want you to take a moment and be very prideful of the fact that you earned it. And then the last thing is distributing that information to college coaches, because if you don't do that, then you're basically just kind of holding those awards and just collecting dust. This is an accolade that doesn't get you a medal, but it might put you in a position to reach out to coaches and them to say, you know what, I did notice that you have a really good year, and they want to take more notice of you today. Or they weren't interested in you at all, and now they're more interested to maybe invest some time into watching your film because a lot of other people have taken notice of your success on the field also. For the coaches that are hesitant to push the information out to say, hey, congratulations to our guys, here's what I have to say to you. You are hurting the kids on your team. And I know that might not be, the way that you've done things in the past, but you're hurting the kids on the team for a few reasons, in a few ways. Number one, those kids have put a lot of work in, and they've put it in for you as a team, right? So it should go vice versa, right? It should be both ways. It's got to be a two-way street. So they put the work in, they've earned these accolades. Hoarding that award, right, doesn't help you or the team in any way. It doesn't help build team chemistry. It should light a fire underneath the other kids that maybe are a little disappointed that are juniors or sophomores that didn't get the recognition, and that the seniors that did get the recognition do deserve that. It's their time now. So don't hoard that recognition from them. Keep it to, a minimum, right? You don't need it to say, hey, listen, it's all about me, and they beat their chest and they make it all about themselves. But you want to make sure that you recognize the kids that deserved it, because it wasn't just you that put them in a position to be successful, but the rest of the players on your team, as well as it was recognized by the rest of the coaches in the county. So if you hoarding that information doesn't help. And they're going to end up they're going to know that they got those awards, or they're going to feel like nobody on their team got awards, but yet their competitors from other programs got awards. You want to build on momentum, right? So as you go into the playoffs these next couple weeks, why don't you just light a fire underneath that kid's butt from one of two ways, right? Carrot and stick, right? The carrot is, hey, you got all conference, congratulations. Now show me how much better you could be. And then to the kid that didn't get it, who's a junior or a sophomore that's going to be a hell of a contributor, not only for this big game that's coming up, light a fire underneath his ass by, a stick and say, hey, listen, this is what you got to do to set up the freaking platform for you next year. But he's going to be a big-time contributor. He's going to be your next leader. And you want to be able to show him that, hey, if you earn an award in our program, we're going to recognize you. Because if you do that, what's going to end up happening is you're going to be recognized across the region, which potentially is going to allow for those college coaches to see you. The other thing is, these awards don't necessarily mean that you're going to get a college scholarship. So the fact that you don't get one, or that you do get one, it really doesn't mean anything there. What it means is that a lot of people have taken notice of your hard work and your talent and the work that you've put in, and the success that you've had on the field, and they're recognizing you for that. But that doesn't mean that you need to stop. So the idea that you're going to just kind of shut down because you got your award, remember, there's still a long season to go left, right? You want to be playing into Christmas because you want to be playing for that championship. So at the end of the day, right, take the award that you have, make sure everybody knows about it, but in the right way, and then make sure that you light a fire underneath your ass, both good reason or a bad reason, whether you got the recognition or you you wanted or you didn't want, and then make sure that you use that as fuel for your next game. Because if you lose focus of what the end goal is, your shorter season is going to limit your opportunities to get recruited. The majority of kids that go to college are playoffs teams. So if you want your team, if you want to be able to put yourself in a position to go to college, the best thing for you to do is win. Because if you win, more people are going to take notice. And there's a bigger opportunity for them to take notice because they're playing longer. Remember, these coaches are caught up in their season too. So they want to see, they've already kind of filtered out the recruiting board. And now when it gets to crunch time, the best kids are still playing. That's more chance for you to showcase your ability. And that if a kid on your team got an accolade and you didn't, and they're coming to see them, if you freaking light up the field on Friday night, there's a chance for you to get seen there too. Or if you're an underclassman and you freaking ball out on a Friday night in a playoff game, that's going to be the best position for you to get recognized because there's less teams to write about. Half the teams right now aren't even playing. And next week, half of those guys are going to be gone because once they lose, you're done. So there's only a few teams for reporters to write about. There's only a few players for coaches to go evaluate. And if you're still in that game because you're winning, that gives you a chance, right, to get seen even if you weren't getting seen in August, September, or even, the early part of October. As we get into this part of the season, the best players, they stand out right now because guess what? Their team's winning and they're on the field. So if you do that, then it doesn't matter what awards you got because you're going to be on a bigger pedestal, on a bigger platform, and there's more eyes are going to be on you because they're not scattered between multiple schools. They're going to be coming just to the playoff teams. So take that as you go into Friday night, take that as you go into the rest of the season, and then use that to your recruiting advantage. Remember, these are the votes that matter, right? It's the votes that the college coaches hold to see if you're a big-time player, if you're going to scale to that next level. Don't worry so much about the accolades, but if you did get them, take a moment to enjoy that and then use it as fuel for fire as you go into Friday night. Look, I'm really proud of you, the guys that have definitely had the success on the field. It has shown that you put the work in, and don't worry, the guys that that aren't in the playoffs, we're going to get after it this season, and you're going to give yourself a chance to play at the next level so you're playing long term. But the guys that are currently playing, you got to finish the year strong because there's more eyes on you right now than ever before. And they're going to be even more critical because you're playing with the best talent now because you're not beating teams 53-0. So that's when the games matter, is when you're in, it's basically win or go home. You do that, I promise you're going to put yourself in a better position to get looked at by the college level, and you're going to put your team in a better position to win. Good luck to you, and again, I'm really proud of you. Go out and be your best.